Straight ahead on this week's edition of Racing Around the World presented by HPITV. We'll head to Oaklawn Park. They've got a stakes-filled Saturday headlined by the Grade 2 Rebel. We've also got a Grade 1 from Santa Anita as we head back to the West Coast. And we've got more racing from across the pond as they continue their build-up to next week's Cheltenham Festival. Racing from Mohawk Park, a busy weekend ahead. And we'll even go to Sunday for this week's edition of Bet Battle. We've got that and more on Racing Around the World, which starts right now.
And here comes Crowded Trade on the outside. Now to grab the lead. Weyburn continues to battle on. Down at the rail is Freedom Fighter in third. Highly Motivated is in fourth. It is Crowded Trade. And on the inside it is Weyburn. Crowded Trade. Weyburn continues to battle on as they come for the finish in the Gotham. Weyburn and Crowded Trade. Oh, it's a bang-bang finish.
Helium now strikes to the lead. Along the rail, that's Candyman Rocket. Racing along second. Way out on the outside, Hidden Stash is absolutely in full stride. Down to the wire, it's Hidden Stash and Rafael Bejarano. Along the rail, digging back gamely is Helium. Looks like we're down to two. Helium repels the challenge. It's Helium in a huge effort. Turns away the challenge of Hidden Stash.
How proud are Canadian race fans, including you and I, Jason, after those performances last weekend in a pair of Derby preps? We get the Ontario-bred Weyburn. What a gutsy effort from him to battle back. Then the undefeated Cassie trainee, Helium, proving he can win on the dirt as well. Fun just to be a race fan, especially from Canada last week.
Oh, Canada, indeed, Chad. And you listen closely enough, they're probably still partying through the streets of Saskatchewan after Weyburn pulls off a huge surprise. A career best 95 figure, was simply looking for the next step after breaking his maiden, trying, the condition route, right? But the race didn't go. All of a sudden, why not go to the Gotham? And Trevor McCarthy, big effort there with that Chiefswood homebred. And Helium, first test on dirt, knocked down the Tampa Bay Derby. That one going straight to the Kentucky Derby. And it's the way they did it, Chad, that impressed me most. Just refusing to lose. But make no mistake, the headliner last weekend, Life is Good. 107, just absolutely toyed with the competition or lack thereof in California.
And the build-up to the Kentucky Derby continues with us getting closer and closer to that big day. Also, Count Again was a fast-closing third for the Samson Farm in the Grade 1 Kilroe. Yeah, big odd, but just looked fantastic rallying on the end of it. Just maybe need a little bit quicker pace up front. So a lot of fun for sure, but we've got a busy weekend ahead. We got to get going. Let's have a look at the schedule. Here it is, starting on Friday. And we wouldn't have it any other way. We want a menu and a big menu. I love going to a buffet because I like the options, and that's exactly what we've got here, Jason. Great mix, of course, of the T-breads and the S-breads. Mohawk Park this weekend, back to seeing 11 races on Friday and Saturday. And I know you and I both love that because you like seeing those pick fours separated.
Oh, 100%. And as we peruse the schedule, by the way, I will go anytime with you to that buffet as long as you're paid, so I'm good to go. And you're the one actually who told me about that final quarter of 22-1 with Count Again. I had to look at it over and over again. That was unbelievable. I know it wasn't in a winning effort, but still phenomenal. The schedule, by the way, take a look at it for the last time in daylight savings, because as of Sunday, yes, we put the clock ahead. So I get to see you 1 hour earlier next week.
And I can tell you what, might be losing an hour. I'm not losing an hour of sleep. I don't work on Sundays, so I can just sleep in a little bit longer, that's for sure. Talked about Mohawk Park, the best bet going. That's that $100,000 guaranteed early pick, 5 great returns as well with that 15% takeout. And then our stakes, actually talked about Oaklawn, 5 stakes on Saturday. Santa Anita's got the Grade 1 Beholder with some household names returning to action, the San Simeon as well on the undercard. Gulfstream was supposed to have a pair of stakes. One didn't fill. They ended up having the Silks run. Then we go to Sunday. We're actually going to talk to Damon Runyon later on. And Santa Anita has the Irish O'Brien. We've got St. Paddy's Day coming up on Wednesday, I think, right? So I guess we probably could have dressed in a little green. I don't know if I have any green, really.
Yeah. Next time.
Okay. I'd like a little green. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can. let's see if we can help out, right? Let's go. Let's get into the racing action. We've got Arkansas, Hot Springs, Arkansas. So we go to Oaklawn Park, and they have got a great card on Saturday. 5 stakes. It starts with this one, Jason, in race number 5. It's the Grade 2 Azeri, and at first glance you look at it and you say 5-horse field. What kind of a race is it going to be? I don't know if you can make a strong argument against any of them. I see definitely 4 legit contenders in there.
What we're lacking in quantity, we certainly have in quality, because you're right. You could make a case for, I would say, maybe all 5. I mean, the good news is you win this race, it's a prep for the Grade 1 Apple Blossom. The bad news is you're going to run smack into the leader of this division in Monomoy Girl. So enjoy it while you can. I like a horse in here by the name of Latruska. I'll talk more about her in terms of why I like her in a second, but I want to go back to Sam Houston, the most recent run, the Houston Ladies Classics, a Grade 3. And what a cagey ride by Jesus Castanon. I mean, 23-3. This horse used a lot of petrol to get to the front. But then the second quarter breather, 25 second quarter, basically. And as a result of that, 24-4 made it too easy. She sprints away on the end of it. And I don't care what the sport is, Chad, you cannot defend speed. Here's a horse that started her career, or his career of all places, her career, in Mexico with 6 consecutive wins, a couple of Grade 1s as well. All of a sudden, you look now, she's won 3 of her last 4 starts in graded stakes company. And I really feel like she's just going to run them off their feet. Rosario knows her well enough. You want to try to run with her, I think you're just going to ruin your own chances. So for me, I think Latruska's got a chance to, just repeat the feat here for Fausto Gutierrez. Every step of the way, a winning one for Latruska.
And on the dirt, she is a perfect 3 for 3 going the mile and 16th distance. I looked at her, looked at obviously the Kentucky Oaks, champion from last year. She dares the devil for Brad Cox. That one's going to obviously be a contender. But I'm going to go en batant from the inside for Hernandez, also kicking off her 4-year-old campaign. I like how she wrapped up that 3-year-old season, back-to-back wins, including 101 Beyer in the Grade 2 Falls City at Churchill Downs. Worked well coming back for Kenny McPeak. I know he doesn't do fantastic off the bench, but I think this one's going to be ready to go in the short field. So I like en batant in the Grade 2 Azeri. Let's move on. Saturday at Oaklawn Park, a couple races later, we have got the Essex Handicap, ungraded, but $500,000 up for grabs. Field of 7. You've got the Near Millionaire Tax in here. That one is at 3-1. I believe he is the morning line. No, he's not. Silver State, in fact, is 2-1, riding that 3-race win streak. Anybody in here just kind of stand out at you?
Not really. Night Ops got to give the defending champion his due, but I'm going to go Tax to get to that $1 million club. I really feel like the last one, just an obvious tough spot there against Nick's Go in the the Pegasus World Cup at Gulfstream Park. These are easier, so I'm hoping Rosario has a good weekend. I got Tax on top.
Harper's first ride, I know it didn't work out for him in that Pegasus World Cup either, but this is just going to be a group I think he's going to feel a little more at home with. So I think he can kind of get back going. So I look out for that one from post position number 2. Over to race number 10 at Oaklawn. This is the Hot Springs in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Field of 7. There's Whitmore, Jason. And did they just give him the trophy? He's won it, 4 years in a row? 17, 18, 19, 20. He's looking for 5 straight wins in the Hot Springs.
You won't get 18-1. I can guarantee you that on the Eclipse Award winner. But he looks to be in a really good spot for the 5-peat, believe it or not. It's a rematch of last year. You got Mr. Jagermeister in here as well. I guess CZ Rocket looks to be the biggest competition for this guy. But yeah, I'm going to go chalky and Whitmore. What about you?
You know what? I'm going to try and gauge. Why not? Try and end this streak here. He only raced a couple of times last year, but I like his return race here. And if this guy can just stay on a good schedule, I think Engage for Rasmussen could be a factor. So I like that guy for the upset. But yeah, Whitmore, I mean, hard not to cheer for him. $4 million plus in earnings at Oaklawn. 14 starts. He's never missed the board. He's earned over $1.6 million. He might as well just move there, right? He just absolutely dominates. But I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, then the big one, the Grade 2 Rebel. This is the Derby prep with 50 points, for the winner. Field of 8 in here. And you've got Concert Tour for Bob Baffert, 2-1 morning line favorite. Keep me in mind, this one kind of had the schedule changed a little bit because of some cancellations and whatnot. Keep me in mind, was supposed to run in Louisiana, but now he's going to get going. Who do you like?
It's kind of tough, actually. This is a prep for the Arkansas Derby, and in the past, some horses have actually used this as a nice little stepping stone, going Rebel, Arkansas Derby, then Kentucky Derby, and Triple Crown successes as well. Smarty Jones comes to mind, Curlin, as well as American Pharaoh. That horse named Caddo River, I mean, just so fast. And again, you want to try to run with Caddo River, do so at your own expense. I mean, others tried to from post 7, so that's not a good draw at Oaklawn going into that first turn. It comes up rather quickly. He got to the front, and from there, going, and gone. A 92 figure, wins by 10 1/4. Could have won by 20 1/4. But I know he's not graded stakes tested, but yeah, he looks to be just, one of those freakishly fast horses. Not only is he quick, but the velocity that he keeps up, for quite a long time. So others try to go, and then they're like, you know what? It doesn't make sense. So Caddo River, again, you're not going to get a huge price on this horse, but now he draws the rail. Maybe not such a good thing, getting that outside pressure, but he's quick enough to get out of there. I think Caddo River makes his graded stakes debut a winning one and runs that win streak to 3. What say you?
I'm with you. Caddo River, he's going to get play. We know that. And I know it's a Concert Tour, the morning line favorite. Caddo River is at 9-5. But yeah, that dominant win over Cowan, who then came back last month to finish second in the $1.5 million Saudi Derby. So, you know what, he beat, I think, a pretty decent one in there. And Brad Cox says this horse is a long-legged colt. He doesn't think the distance is going to be an issue at all. And the way he just ran them off their feet there, going a mile, the extra 16th, I don't think is going to be a problem. I like him. Keep me in mind as a horse to, have a look at. But I look at that last race, Jason, the Kentucky Jockey Club, where he broke his maiden in that grade 2. That field that he beat is a combined 0 for 11 since that race. So I don't know what did he beat in there in the Concert Tour. I would have liked him, but then Freedom Fighter, the other Baffert horse that made this horse work, he didn't come up with a great effort, last weekend in the Gotham for me. So I don't know what to think of Concert Tour in here.
I do know what to think. It's Baffert, and nobody has done it better when it comes to this race. He's got 7 Rebels, so we had to call him up, spoke with the Hall of Famer this week, and I said, hey, your horse is the only one in the field that has yet to go around 2 turns. And I said, how is he going to handle the distance? Here's his answer.
Usually you're going to find out as they do it, and I think he should. He's, street sense. They can usually handle it. He's well bred. So I think the 2 turns shouldn't be a problem because he broke his maiden, won a stake second time out. So that tells you, right, especially here in California, how tough it is here. It's we're on an island here, It's coming in the race. We've always been very high on him, so we're excited. It's a tough race, so we'll see what he does.
Appreciate that stuff from Bob Baffert. Just an embarrassment of riches, right? I mean, he has got top 3-year-old colts to race everywhere and can kind of cover his bases everywhere, but led obviously by Life is Good. Let's go to Baffert stomping grounds now as we head to the West Coast. We'll go to Santa Anita Racetrack in Arcadia, California. They have got a grade 1. Last week, and a couple of grade 1s, but this week, the grade 1 Beholder Mile. This for the fillies and mares 4 and up. Field of 8. Might recognize that name from the rail, Jason. Swiss Skydiver making her 4-year-old debut off of that big campaign last year.
She's something else. I mean, you take a look at what she's been able to accomplish in her couple seasons of racing, and she's obviously a really good one, the most proven one in the field, but I don't blame those that are going to try to take, a stand against her. You got the travel to think about. She has yet to race in 4 months. She's racing without LASIK. She's never won without the anti-bleeding medication, so all things to ponder. I'll get to my topic in a second, but I got a wild card in here, and her name is Sinanis. And she comes off a sparkling win in the La Cañada. And, speaking of racing without LASIKs, She's the only horse in the field that has won without Lasix attached. In fact, all 5 of her wins without Lasix. So that scenario will not pose a problem for her coming up on the weekend. Umberto Rispoli is going to ride once again, and she just rips the field here in the La Cañada and wasn't expected to do so. 7.5 to 1. She's come back with some decent enough works, freshened up a good couple of months. Sananis, for me, she is a big-time player. 2 of her 5 career wins at the distance. So Sananis looks to be the X factor. But I'm just going to say, you know what? Despite all the things working against her, Swiss Skydiver still, for me, is the one to beat. So I talked about never winning on Lasix. I talked about the 4-month layoff. I talked about, you know, this horse having to ship across the country. And I didn't even mention the work. She went in 58 breezing, way too fast. I know trainer Ken McPeak wasn't happy with that, but another horse in there, you know, got up in her grill and she ran off with the rider. It happens, but I think she's just so good, she'll find a way to get it done.
And he just put a line right through that distaff because of the brutal start?
Yeah, whatever. That was last year.
Yep. Okay. All right. Couple of doors down is where I'm going to go. Swiss Skydive. We're familiar with Harvest Moon, the lightly raced Harvest Moon. 4 for 6 in her career, and I think this is one that's just going to get better with age. I think they're probably excited about her 4-year-old debut. She was a solid 4th in that distaff after showing speed and you know, being up near the lead in that race. I thought she dug in gamely to hang on the end. Back to this mile on the dirt. What has she done? Well, she's just 3 for 3. And I think this one can elevate her game. She's worked well for the return as well. And I think she can elevate her game and give Swiss Skydiver a good run for money. But, you know, Sananis, who you talked about, Jason, it's amazing that, you know, she got off the Lasix, and that was by far her best performance, was that most recent win.
Yeah, 100%. And then it's Bafford's territory. You talked about it. He's got a filly by the name of As Time Goes By. That, you know, she looked like an absolute champion in that last race. I know she's not stakes tested, but again, you got to respect that speed. And we've seen some nice horses win this race. You know, most recently, Cece comes to mind. Unique Bella, dig a little bit deeper. Zenyatta as well. You don't have to be a star going into this race to win it. So if you want to think outside the box, perhaps it's Smith and Bafford to keep an eye on.
All right, we know we're coming up to a big week in Cheltenham as they've got their annual festival starting in just a few days. Last week we had Newbury. We're back with Sandown this week, but here's just a bit of a tease of things to look forward to.
This is the ultimate theatre, and there is no room for understatement. Let the games begin.
They're off. The Unibet Champion Hurdle of 2020. The final flight, Epatante jumps to the front. Epatante is in front, and she's not for catching. Epatante takes the Champion Hurdle.
Look at that, he's absolutely focused.
A jumping exhibition from Politolo. He's run them ragged this afternoon. The champion chases Politolo.
Well, that is an extraordinary Queen Mother Champion, Jake.
Min picks up the big jump.
Min is hanging on grimly to win the Ryanair. No one would begrudge Min his hour of glory.
The final flight, and listener got Oscar has taken the Stayers Hurdle.
Pick your jaw from the floor.
The flying is a lot.
Alvin Photo, back-to-back Gold Cup. Alvin Photo, the 8th Oaklawn winner of the Cheltenham Gold Cup.
It's been a great week.
I am buzzing.
The festival, I love that. Last week Newbury had some nice prices. This week the stop is Sandown Park, and it is the Paddy Power Imperial Cup Day. And you can see they've got a couple of grade 3s headlined by that Paddy Power Imperial Cup. It should be great. There's their website there if you want to check it out for some more information. Of course, leading up to the big day next week. And we had to go right back to the source to get some info about the upcoming races from Sandown this weekend. Here's Racing TVI's Jess Stafford. Okay, Jess, so we go from Newbury to this week's venue, which is Sandown Park Racecourse. And I wonder if you can maybe tell me what differences or trends we should maybe be looking for at this track.
Yes, so Sandown Park Racecourse, it's a local track to London, so very close to where I am at the moment. known to be a very high-class flat track, but also exceptionally nice course for jumpers. But compared to Newbury, there's one massive difference in that we're going right-handed instead of left-handed. Now, you know about going left-handed. That's what you guys do over there. A lot of our tracks over in the UK and in Ireland, you do go right-handed, and it's just a slightly different test. It's not too difficult for horses to get used to, because this happens quite a lot. They train going left-handed and going right-handed, but it's just something that you will notice quite an obvious difference. It's a galloping track. There's some very tough fences, especially in the back straight, and it's always competitive racing.
Okay, great stuff. Well, we need to dive into connections. What jockeys, what trainers should we maybe be keeping an eye on?
So recently, Harry Skelton, who's currently in second place in the Jockeys Championship, he's done very well at Sandown Park. He's got 5 winners there. He'll have a nice book of rides. But when I think of Sandown Park Racecourse, I think of Gary Moore. Now, you might know of Gary Moore already as a trainer, but he is also the father of the world's leading jockey in Ryan Moore. And Gary is an exceptional, talented horseman. He's had brilliant success on the flat and the jumps, but his backyard is Sandown Park, and he always has runners and winners as well. He loves to get winners there. And he's got a very smart horse called High Up in the Air, who's looking to get a 6th win in a row in the listed novices handicap chase on Saturday. So Gary Moore likes to have winners. He likes to do it at Sandown, and let's hope he can get a miraculous 6-timer with that horse.
And finally, Jess, I mean, you know what, I can't let you leave without giving me some winners, because I don't have them. I need you to help me out. I need some winners for this weekend.
Okay, it's tough, and it was tricky last week. I was quite confident with my selection. Another crick, that horse did not jump well enough. Now I'm going, instead of going over the larger obstacles, over the fences, I'm going to stick to the Imperial Cup, which is the main feature race of the day on Saturday, and it's very competitive. But I've landed on a horse called Mick Maestro. He represents the Nick Kent stable. They're a smaller operation over here, but they've had a very, very good season so far. This horse is quietly improving on every run. I think he could have a really good chance at around the 12-1 mark. And this is a race that never is won by favourites. A favourite hasn't won it for over 10 years. And I think Mick Maestro at the price could represent a bit of value for everyone.
Appreciate Jess Stafford and her help, with that product. And you can just tell, Jason, how excited she is for, in a few days, Tuesday, that Cheltenham Festival getting underway.
I'm excited too. I love it. I love the action, whether it's jumps or flat racing. It's racing, it's horses. I will definitely be tuned in. HPI bet.
Yep. 28 championship races coming your way next week, so look forward to that. Let's go to Mohawk Park now. Let's get into some harness racing, Jason. I know you'll be part of the Friday broadcast with Monique Vag. Then I'll be part of the Saturday broadcast with Ms. Vag as well. And look what we've got back. We've got a preferred handicap pace, field of 7. There were supposed to be 8. Easy Love of Hanover ended up getting scratched before final changes. And one name that kind of jumps out there, I know we've got some household names in there, but Cintra gets his campaign underway.
Yeah, he is such a classy guy, coming off back-to-back wins. And I'd be very surprised if he doesn't find a way to run that win streak to 4 at this preferred classification. It's a handicap, post 7. That's no handicap for a horse like him. A handicap, make him start in the 3rd tier. That would be a handicap for Cintra. But yeah, if he fires his better shot, he wins. I respect the in-form, wheels on fire. Put that one in 2nd, and then that mare, she is special so much more in 3rd. But Cintra, for me, the man.
I'm with you. You know what? I wanted to try and find somewhere, but I just think he's too good. I really do. I think that momentum's going to carry over. And I looked through his stats, Jason. He has raced 6 times off of a layoff of 3 months or more, which is extended. We know that. 4 wins and 2 seconds off the bench. So this isn't going to be a problem for him. I know he's going to have to work for it, but a shorter field, I think Jody can just do what he does and just kind of let him do his thing down the stretch. And I think Cintra extends that win streak as he gets this campaign underway. But we can pick them and hope, but then, you know what? We need some backup as well. And we got a little bit of help, reached out to trainer Tony Beaton and asked him about Cintra, how he's been coming back, how he's been training, what does he think of his chances? And here's what he told me. He said, you know what? He trained back very well. He had him ready to go since we started racing again. He just, there hasn't been a class. We haven't had the preferred yet, right? He doesn't fit anything else. So he's just been kind of waiting and waiting. Said he might need to start to get back into race mode. However, he does race great off of a layoff, and those stats prove it. So he is hoping for the best and just hoping that Jody can map out a good trip, which he has done time and time again with this guy. So, without kind of jumping up and down, I think Tony's, got to be fairly confident in this guy's chances.
100%. And with a field of 7, to me, Tripp won't become too big of a deal. I mean, even if he's last turning for home, he still has enough speed to handle these. And he's just a class of the field. The only thing the others have on him right now, recency, right? He might have a little bit of ring rust. First race since December the 5th. That's about it.
Don't forget about our Mohawk Park action again. 11 races Friday and Saturday, 7 o'clock. First race post time. We hear that music. We hear that music in the background. It's time for another bet battle. And you know what? As we look at what happened last week, and
it's been rough.
At least it is rough. I mean, my horse got carried out to the hot dog stand by a drifter, and I don't know what would have happened had that not happened. But anyway, it is what it is. The good news is we just turn the page and we come back, Jason, with another edition. And we've got $25 back into the bankroll. Let's try and turn this into a profit in this week's race. We're actually going to go to Sunday. We're going to dive even deeper into the weekend. Aqueduct has got the Damon Runyon. It's 4 3-year-olds, but New York sire, and a field of 9 in here with a purse of $100,000 that they're chasing. I think a pretty wide open field. I never did get to see the morning line odds, Jason, in here, but so we're just sort of kind of guessing. But we both feel it's fairly evenly matched.
Sometimes not knowing the morning line odds is a good thing because it can sway your opinion. So I'm glad I don't know what they are. In fact, when I do my handicapping on the thoroughbred side, it's without the odds. I don't want that to change my opinion, and quite a few times it does. I'm going to go excellent timing. This horse leaves Charlie Baker's barn. Really good outfit. Now goes to another really good yard. Obviously, that being Chad Brown. Manny Franco had some options in here. I'm going to bet that horse to win for $10. I'm going to box a 2-5 exacta. Eagle Orb. A couple starts this year, both in just tough situations, especially the last one being the grade 3 Withers. And then I'm going to play an exacta. I'm going to take the 5 over the 1, 2, 3, 7, and 9. So excellent timing for me to hopefully run them off their feet. But this is a good betting race. Which way did you go?
I'm going to go with a horse that's, I don't know, maybe poking fun at you and I and our success in the bet battle a long time ago. That may be the last time it cashed. I don't know. From the rail, Eric Cancel for Abreu, just off of a maiden win. But you know what? I think this horse could have something to offer. Gets to carry 118 pounds. Others have to carry a few more pounds. So I'm going to go 5 across. I love just, a bet like that. I'll just go across, try and get something going. And then I'll use them on top and bottom in an exactor with the 2, 3, 5, 6, and 9. $5 each way when you play it for $1. So there is my $25. But I want this bet battle, Jason, to turn into us actually maybe throwing some punches, not just standing there and looking at each other and waiting,
I will say this. You know what? In any fight, you're going to get hit. That's just the way it works. But it'd be nice, like you said, just to throw a few punches, just counterpunch once in a while. So at least you had an excuse last week with your horse getting carried out wide. I had no excuse. Major Hill was just no good. Simple as that.
Yeah. Well, that does it, buddy. Another week in the books. We've got a great weekend ahead. Enjoy it. Enjoy Mohawk on Friday night. Again, I'll see everybody Saturday night at Mohawk Park. Looking forward to that. Enjoy all the stakes action and everything we have got from HPI Bet. Got to give a big shout out to Bob Baffer, Tony Beaton, of course, our producer, Luke Van Belkom, who wants to remind everybody that you can catch us on Saturday mornings on HPITV Canada, 10:30 a.m.
And
so
Fridays
good morning
as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. We're getting out there. So hello to everybody tuning in. Enjoy it. And again, enjoy the weekend. You too, my friend. And
you as well.
Enjoy that nice weather that we're getting. It's getting nicer and nicer. Have a good weekend, everybody. And don't forget to check us out every weekend on our social media platforms right here with Racing Around the World, presented by HPI Bet.